Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. I was about to do it, child. I was about to go live without all my stuff together, y'all. I was about to do it. I was about to do it. Let's see if I can get my lighting together here. Get y'all a little bit lighter on the YouTube side. Hello. So, welcome to the Trauma Tarot. That's what we're going to do. Yes, that's what we're going to do from now on. We're going to do it on Thursdays. We're going to do Trauma Tarot Thursdays between 12 and 12:30. So, I had this thought for Thought About It Thursday. Welcome to the channel. Welcome. Had this thought for Thought About It Thursday, and I was like, you know what? I should do Trauma Tarot Thursdays. Yeah, I should do Trauma Tarot Thursdays. So when I thought about it, because I had been putting out all of this stuff for y'all, let me go ahead and put this down right quick. And you know what? I forgot I could share while I'm doing this so people know that I am live right now on the channel. So let's see where we at with it so I could share this right now with y'all. Yeah, because Trauma Tarot Thursdays. Why not? Why not? Why ain't it going to where I need to share it? Oh, because I'm special. I'm learning how to use this thing. It's technology, and technology is where it is. So I'm going to do this new thing, and we're going to call it Trauma Tarot Thursdays. And what I'm going to do at this point is I am going to tell y'all how to... Yeah, I'm going to just put it in all the chats that I'm in, y'all. I'm just going to send it to everybody. I'm going to pull some keys of how you could deal with your stuff. Yeah, I'm going to pull some keys from the Orisha Tarot. So if you're not familiar with the Orisha, they are deities that came over from our original traditions of African spirituality. A lot of the deities have been mimicked into current saints that you see in the different churches and in different religions. But the Orisha are very prominent beings. They are vibrations. They are beings that lived multiple lives on this plane. They've died and came back. And every time they learned a different lesson. And as they learned that lesson, they passed them on. So I got this deck. I got the Orisha Tarot deck because I was like, hold on now. Hey, welcome. Hey, Willow, I missed you too, girl. Yo, I'm back in full blown with all of these beautiful talents with this trauma healing going on right before y'all eyes. I'm back with it. So share it, girl. Share it. Let them know. Let all the unicorns know. We on right now. The vibe is on right now. Yes. So I got this Orisha Tarot deck, right? And I got this deck a while ago. And a while ago is like 2-3 months ago I got this deck. But I had started using it a lot. And I was explaining what the Orisha are because a lot of people don't understand the vibration of it. It's a vibration. It's lessons that you learn over lifetimes. It's beings, it's people at one point. There are ancestors, to be honest. We're all derived and we all live under certain lessons. So as I'm talking about this part, I wanted to make sure that I said Trauma Thursdays. Like at this point, I began the Trauma Goddess class. So if you don't know about the Trauma Goddess Masterclass, I need to get my light together. I need to get my light together. We're going to work on it, y'all. We're going to work on it. Let's hope. All right, here we go. So listen, me and technology, we gonna get it together. Ogun and I are gonna work it out. We are. But so I started the Trauma Goddess Masterclass on Etsy, and I've been running that class for 3 cycles now. We're currently in the 3rd cycle. We're going to be doing release week next week. And I hadn't been telling a lot of people about the things in which I was doing because that Trauma Goddess class is a class that is for your individual intensive therapy. Like that class does what it needs in the 16 hours, 3 years, 45 minutes, in the 30 days of therapy that you've been doing. I'm just gonna put it out there. It's intensive, but it's intensive because I've lived through a lot of different lessons and I've actually taken the time to heal from those lessons. There's some people's like, yeah, lesson learned, I ain't messing with you. It's not that. It's lesson learned. I learned how I can still help you. I didn't figure out a way to cut people off. I figured out a way to set up a boundary so that they no longer take advantage of me. So how I do that. So what I started to do is I started to practice in my talents. A lot of people don't know it, and I didn't voice about it. I really didn't. But I have been doing tarot for well over 2 decades. 2 decades. I got my first tarot deck at 13. Been doing it for well over 2 decades, but because I didn't boast about it, there we go. I didn't boast about it. A lot of people don't know that that's a part of my talent. So what I'm going to do is every Thursday between 12 and 12:30, that's my goal, give y'all some Orisha Pataki messages. Now these messages again are stories. This was actually created by Andrew McGregor Batalimi. And I'm sorry if I messed up your name, sir. I'm so sorry. But he created this tarot deck. It is based off of the tarot, but it's more importantly the Patakis of the Orisha. So I will be pulling cards and I will be reading you the Patakis. Now, these Patakis are specific to getting through your trauma journey. Absolutely. So if you find yourself in a place of trauma on Thursday between 12 and 12:30 and you catching this live video, and if you happen to be catching it, this message is possibly just for you to catch to begin with. I want you to take a moment and listen to these Patakis. These Patakis. Oh, so if you don't know, I'm lighting my sage because I'm about to clear the energy of this deck from my energy for the energy of the trauma gods and goddesses in the collectives. So if you ever want to know how they really do it, this is how you really do it. You take a moment and you clockwise clear this deck. And of course, and y'all can see the cards on the bottom right now. I'm showing you the card on the bottom right now. Here we go. Card on the bottom right now. That's the King of Wands. King of Wands. So I'm clearing this energy right now because this energy right now, we're going to clear it and we're going to shuffle. So everybody shuffles the way they shuffle. I don't have a way, and I'm not here to teach nobody how to do it. I'm here to give you your trauma guided messages real quick. So I'm going to pull as many cards as Spirit tell me I need to pull. At first I said I was just going to do 3, but it kept not letting me write 3 in the details. So I'm going to pull as many cards as I need to pull from this Patakis of Orisha deck to get you your trauma goddess message right now. Your trauma god message right now. What's the lesson that you're supposed to take in depth and learn about right now? What are the things that you really need? And I'm going to ask my spirits, come on now. Y'all being talkative. The spirits just decided to show up. They said the 4 of this and the 6 of swords. They said the 4 of this and the 6 of swords. So the 4 of this is your 4 of pentacles and your 6 of swords is your 6 of swords. That's what it said. So I'm going to tell y'all what these messages mean. You got 2 messages in front of us right now. So let's talk about what your 6 of swords is about. And I love the way he set up this book because the way he set up the book, it literally has the cards with the pictures. And it's set up with the minor arcana first and then the major arcana in the back. As far as how the cards are set up. So I can go into detail at another time on that, but we're going to tell you what the 6 of swords mean. We're going to tell you what the 6 of swords mean. So it says, in many Caribbean cultures, spiritual workers are called spiritual scientists out of respect for their profound knowledge. Often when people start learning about the Orisha traditions, things seem clear enough at first, as many rituals have an appearance of simplicity. Yet when you dig into the practice, you realize they are incredibly layered, nuanced, and sophisticated. In this card, we see the practice of casting obi. Here, I'll show you this card again. Casting obi, or divining of 4 pieces of coconut. The system provides at its core 2 kinds of yes, 2 kinds of no, and a maybe cast again option. These 5 answers are then interpreted to answer yes or no questions. Simple, right? In the hands of an experienced diviner, this tool's complexity goes much further. Each answer is a different quality, Depending on which Orisha is speaking, some answers beget other questions. The distance between the pieces conveys other ideas about timing and level of challenge indicated. In the right hands, this simple tool can provide invaluable insight. So right now, apparently, I'm the right person for the job. Apparently, I'm the right person for the job on Trauma Thursdays. So let's talk about it. It says, learn how to do things right. Don't ask what you don't want to know. And apply what you know. Trust in spirit and trust the process. Quit playing. Trust the process. So that was the process. That was the 6 of swords, y'all. That was the 6 of swords. Let's talk about these 4 discs. Because let me tell you, reading is fundamental, y'all. Y'all here to learn. It says balance could be a key word for this card. It is best to form everything is in its place. All of the parts of your life are working together to make life wonderful. However, if one piece slides out of control, then nothing works and life is harsh. Obi, the coconut, was blessed by Olafin. They sparkled pure white, were beautiful, kind, and wise. Wherever they went, people sought them out, hoping for wisdom or blessing from them. In time, however, Obi grew arrogant from all of the praise that he had received. They started thinking they were above people and turned away beggars and those in need. Obi threw a party inviting all the Orisha to make sure it was the event they felt they deserved. They instructed their guards to turn away any beggars who showed up. Having heard of their arrogance, Olafin decided to come dressed as a beggar. When he knocked on the door, guards tried to turn them away. Olafin caused a disturbance that got Obi's attention, who told the apparent beggar to get their filthy self out of here. Olafin revealed themselves and realized their error. Obi threw themselves at Olafin's feet in shame. Olafin said, I can never remove the gifts of wisdom I have given you, but from this day forward, I am removing, hold on, I got to turn the page, y'all, beauty to keep you humble. You will speak only when you are on the floor. To this day, Obi is used by casting coconut pieces on the floor for divination. Quit playing. So let me tell you what it says. It says, give the beggars, be humble, pray to the Creator, and honor your gifts. Let me tell y'all, I cleared the energy so that it wouldn't just seep right into my energy. So whatever trauma goddess or god is going through some stuff out here, first and foremost, you already got your answer. Yes, you supposed to be doing what you're doing. And on top of doing what you're doing, you supposed to make sure that it gives to other people. You supposed to be humble, and you ain't supposed to be telling folk they can't have what you got because you don't want to give it up. Oh, the deck started talking again, y'all. The 4 of Swords. Ace of Cups. And the Knight of Cups. All right, we're going to see what they say. Because right now it says start doing your thing. You already on the right path. And on top of that, pay attention. Don't be out here telling people you can't do for them knowing daggone well it's in your power to do. Because if it's in your power to do and you don't, your whole life about to fall apart on the trauma section. Let's talk about your 4 of Swords, because that looked like a whole crossroad to me. But I'm going to read to you what the Patakees say. My bad, I always put an R there. It's a T. It's a Patakee. Patakee. Whole T in there. Ain't no R. But I gotta make it special, y'all. All right, so the 4 of Swords. In the 4 of Swords, we run into compromises. Here it go. I'm sorry, I had the card. And it was in reverse, y'all. So this is the right way the card comes. It showed up in reverse, y'all. So in the 4 of Swords, we run into compromises we must live with. It is a card where we find ways to step away from conflict and bring out a truce. In the Orisha traditions, Ogun carries this quality within his nature. At one point in his story, he was rage-filled, destructive force, quarreling with everyone and taking what he wanted. Things reached a breaking point when he raped his mother. I'm sorry, trauma alert. He raped his mother, Yamaya. Afterward, he vowed to work tirelessly for humanity and progress in an attempt to make amends. I told you they was human at one point. He set out and cut the first roads through the trees and began a process of invention and progress that continues to this day. As the Orisha associated with iron, he works at his forge to make the trains, cars, and planes that get us to where we need to go. The progress he sets in motion fuels industry and invention, allowing for so many of the wonderful things of modern life. Yet, as we know, progress and industrialization brings its own cost. The world continues to be polluted and deforested. Climate change is an inevitable force, and we are struggling to reconcile with. Time will tell if we will have the capacity to address it. So let me tell you, this card showed up in reverse. So it normally says you're supposed to bend and make compromises, but I'm feeling like you've already did what you needed to do, in that fire and destruction that you decided you was going to do. You said, nah, there's another way. And because of that other way, I feel like you about to get this Ace of Cups. You about to get this treasure in the ocean. So let's talk about this Ace of Cups, because you said, nah, I ain't going to hurt nobody. I ain't going to do it. You can't make me do it. I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to do it for the gram. I ain't going to do it for the tube. I ain't going to do it. And because you decided not to do it, you decided not to go through the destruction, you are already in your blessing. You are already at a point where you can be blessed. So let's talk about this Ace of Cups, because I'm going to just talk about them as y'all see them. So the Ace of Cups is a card of great emotion and spiritual depth. It is the arrival of spirit in the world. In some decks, it can seem as the act of connecting through sacraments. It embodies some of the mystery of how spirit, matter, and life interact. No one but Olokun knows what lives at the bottom of the ocean. Olokun themselves are in fact an Orisha that represents mystery and power. They can bring great rewards to a person's life. However, they can also reveal deep emotional challenges that the person has been seeking to repress. In this way, they represent the mysteries of starting out on a spiritual path. We want all the things great here, and we want mighty rewards. But for being spiritual, we often run into our shadow and baggage as soon as we start pursuing it. This card promises great things for those who stay on their path and work through what comes up, just as Olokun can bring abundance and stability to those who need it. So let me tell you. Hey, y'all. Hey, Ursula. Hello. Let me tell you. So you decided not to hit them with the earth, wind, and fire, okay? You minded your business and put it into your own treasures, and you about to get the reward, baby. Let me tell you about to get that reward. I didn't even know. It says, do not be curious, accept your limits, make offerings at a large body of water, and act with faith. So what you did was the right thing. You was wondering, did I make the right decision? Is my whole life going to fall apart? And you said, yeah, I did. You know what? I'm going to handle this as a god or goddess would. And now you got blessings on the way. You got the Knight of Cups showing up. Let me tell you what the Knight of Cups is. I got to go to the back, y'all. I love the way he thinks. Listen, y'all got to see these books. I love it. It matches the cards. I love it. I'm such a person. Hello. So the Knight of Cups is hardworking, often doing repetitive jobs. At its best, this card represents someone who is generous and tireless in service of their community. At its worst, it can speak to someone who is petty, irritable, and who complains about the job at hand. The Orisha traditions run on food. When I was first initiated, and this is from his perspective, one of my elders explained to me that the priest was obliged to be a good host and feed the people who came to their house. In this card, we meet the head of the kitchen, the person who knows all the traditional foods and how to prepare them. This person also knows how to run a kitchen for large events. Running a kitchen full of volunteers and cooking for a lot of people is a taxing thing to do. Each animal that was sacrificed must have its parts prepared for the spirits and the rest cooked for people present. All must be carefully kept separate to avoid a taboo item ending up on a wrong plate. It is not uncommon for people to cook and clean all day for several days in a row at a priest initiation. Tempers can run high and emotions can overflow. The head cook's job is to keep everyone working together and on track. So this person is y'all mediator. If this is you, you done did what you needed to do. You ain't start no fights, but you damn sure finished them. You made sure everything's still running the way it's supposed to. So with your blessing, stuff is still gonna keep going the way it go. It's gonna keep going the way it's supposed to. It says take a break, hydrate, don't speak in anger, and host a dinner that ends in sweet food. Host a dinner that ends in sweet food. So hold on, let me hydrate, y'all. So let me tell you. That's 5 cards right now. That's 5 cards right now. Do I need any more? Am I getting any more for this Thursday Trauma Tarot Orisha Petaki reading? Because you know what I want to do, Spirit, is I want to just help folk. I want to help folk get where they need to go. I want you to help me guide them where they need to go. It says the 9 of Swords. Somebody was backstabbed. So this is the careful part. You got some planning you need to do. You got to be mindful of how this could turn around. You making these good decisions, but don't turn around and be your old self. Is there any other messages I need to add to this? Because you know I'm going to read from the book. Okay. Temperance. And we got the 3 of disc in reverse. So you're going to have to act in some fairness. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Spirit started talking real silly. Hold on. Who jumped on here with all of that extra energy? Who jumped on here with all of that? Hold on now. All right, Spirit. It says the 9 of Swords, and I'm going to give y'all these cards. 9 of Swords. This card might be said to embody fear and anxiety. It is a card where we worry deeply about what is going on and suffer because of it. It is a card that can lead to depression if not handled properly. Now, here's the Pataki behind this card, y'all. One day, Olafin, the avatar of the creator that comes to Earth, walked into a town and started talking to the people who lived there. He warned them that the following day, knives, swords, and weapons would fall like rain. Many people became very afraid, so the next day, everyone stayed inside except for a few who went out to gather this rain. A few days later, Olafin returned and told the people that the rain of gold was coming. This time, people rejoiced. When the gold fell from the sky, the villagers came out to gather it. And the ones who had collected the weapons came armed and took everything. Oh! Often when we receive messages or news, we add interpretations to them that cause us problems. If we can keep our feelings in check, we might find opportunity during times that others find intimidating. Even so, we must proceed with caution. It is better to wait for the swords to land than to try to catch them as they fall. So it's saying, listen, you didn't plan for some stuff and you got some stuff coming your way. Do yourself a favor and wait for it to land. Then you can pick it up and get some more stuff. Yes. Because I'm trying to tell you, a person with a plan is unstoppable. Let's talk about temperance. Now, y'all see temperance is above and below. Normally, you listening to your shadow self and you listen to your higher self. And this is your fine line right here and being you. We're going to talk about what happened in this one. I don't know how y'all day is going, but what happened? What happened? I need to know. So, temperance, because I'm going to just read it to you as I go through. Here we meet our guardian angel that brings, the being who was sent to watch over us for the whole of our lives. This card speaks to divine guidance. Often it shows an angel pouring water from one vessel to another, indicating balance, harmony, and interconnectedness. It is believed by Orisha followers that we have an Ori. We don't have a clear translation in English for this idea as it combines notions we usually separate. Our Ori is our personal Orisha, often called our celestial double, which guides and watches over us during our life. The Ori is also tied to the idea of destiny. As we'll see in the 10 of Cups, we choose an Ori before incarnating, and our choice defines the qualities and experience we will have in this lifetime. The Ori is also tied to the idea that our head and thoughts, it is perhaps best to think as part of ourself that knows why we are here, resides in the spirit world, and is in contact with us at all times. Before the coming of missionaries, the belief was that Arun, or heaven, was in the earth. The dead were buried there, often the dirt under the houses in which their families lived. The blessing of food grew from the earth. It is said that a missionary gave a cross to an Orisha worshiper, extolling its great significance and spiritual value. Then in horror, you heard them in horror, they don't understand our tradition. The missionaries, and in horror to the missionaries, this person proceeded to bury it in the earth for safekeeping. The missionaries responded by beating the person, telling them that heaven was in the sky. How we conduct ourselves, it is so important when this card shows up for many people. The idea of being obedient to the Orisha, especially our Ori, is a hard pill to swallow. The level of trust they require to give up and what they feel is their free will can be more than they can give. Yet the duality of our Ori and us as separate beings is an illusion. We are one being with varying kinds of knowledge. So it says, don't rely on luck. Ignore those who would try to convince you of things. Take a bath with goat's milk, eggshell, coconut milk, and cocoa butter, and act with dignity. So you got an opportunity to not act a whole fool. You can keep going and get your blessings. You ain't got to worry. Now, let me tell you about this 3 of this that showed up in reverse. I'm going to pick it up in 2 seconds, but let me get to the page in the book, and we're going to end this reading. 8 cards. We're going to end the reading with 8 cards, y'all. And we're going to pick it up again another time. So we're going to do this 3 of this, because hold on, where'd it go? You ain't going to be escaping me in the book. All right, so the 3 of this, y'all, in the upright position, because this is, it came out in reverse, y'all. It said, listen, you're going to have to take the opposite of this. With the 3 of this, we must speak of success being in a person's own hands. Getting what you want with this card comes from putting all the pieces and making them work in a coherent way. If the person does this, nothing is beyond their reach. If they do not, their ship will never leave the dock. So it's saying flat out, somebody ain't putting in the work, so they feeling like they getting the short end of the stick. But if you put in the work, you can get the whole damn stick and the boat. In this card, we see 3 main ways in which people overcome the problems they find in life through the Orisha traditions. Ewa, taboo, or what not to do. Igbo, the making of offerings and ceremonies. And Iwapele, the cultivation of good character. Practicing these traditions requires a lot of humility. At the bottom, we see a person saluting an elder. This is a customary gesture as very foreign to what people be comfortable with. But, both must be humble in different ways. The younger must listen to the elder and respect their Orisha, putting aside their ego in order to learn and grow. The elder must honor and trust given and not allow power to interfere with helping those they are responsible for. So flat out, if you out here taking advantage of folk, this ain't gonna work for you in your trauma lesson today. You got to make consistent offerings, honor the elderly, and honor your commitments, and have faith. So this is the last time you've been told you gotta have some faith. As a matter of fact, I thought I was gonna end it, but the spirit said pull 2 more cards. Give them a whole 10 of completion. This card popped out. The Empress. The Empress popped out. Is there one more card, Spirit? We got one more to give them a 10 of completion for their message for today. I want folks to go through this trauma cycle and understand that they can make some good decisions. Absolutely. This is your last card, the Queen of Cups. Motherly. She out here being open and honest with her emotions. She's telling folk the truth. She's out here giving as much as she can, making what she can. Let's talk about the Empress. Everybody be wanting to see the Empress when she show up in a room. Let's talk about the Empress. So the Empress is the 3rd card in the deck. Depending on who you ask, the Empress is either the fertile, nurturing, creative force of the universe or a fierce ruler. In reality, she is both, depending on what she thinks you need at any given moment. Initiation in the Orisha traditions is a kind of spiritual kinship bond or made through crowning someone that endure one's entire life and bond. The relationship between godparent and godchild should be one of deep care and mutual responsibility. From the godparent comes guidance and spiritual aid through divination, ceremony, and counsel. From the godchild should come support for the whole Ele's household, religious affairs, respecting their name, and honoring the obligation to the godparent. In life, many people struggle to find balance in their relationships. It is common to expect someone to fix all of your problems and be endlessly available to us. Yet this is unsustainable and alienating over time. It is also easy enough to feel like we know what others should do and become very dictatorial in our advice. Both these approaches are signs of a problem with the person enacting them. Solid and lasting relationships respect the boundaries around what is and isn't possible within that connection. So I'm telling you, some of y'all out here trying to run this whole relationship in this trauma bond, and you're going to have to listen. It says, honor your agreements. Do not ask what you already know. Make offerings to Oshun and Yemaya. Feed your head and get help from professionals if you need it. So don't slip yourself into a depression, convincing yourself that it's going to be okay. Listening to people telling you that there ain't nothing wrong with you. You going through some trauma and you need some further support. Flat out. Act like it. Act like it. Because I'm trying to tell you with this Queen of Cups right here. I'm going to tell you what this Queen of Cups is saying. This is the final message, y'all. We're going to talk about what the Queen of Cups got to say in the final message. Queen of Cups. Hold on. Where'd she go? Hold on. I got to sit this down. I need two hands to flip through this book. Because I'm telling you, it's such an enlightening book. Because when you take a moment and really think about what these stories mean, and apply them to your life, you can do better every day right now. So in this cup, it says still waters run deep in this card. The Queen of Cups is a person of deep thought and often more profound creativity. Though they may at times struggle to express themselves in words, they do not have this challenge when making art. Art plays an important role in their Orisha traditions. There is a deeply codified aesthetic that expresses itself from seemingly simple things like the necklaces initiates wear to elaborate outfits and thrones of an initiation. Though there is a lot of room for creativity and colors and patterns and materials are set. It is not any blue that Yemaya Agunte takes, but a specific dark blue. It is not just a pink bead, but one made of coral. Art is a part of the process of calling, birthing, and honoring the Orisha. Artists make elaborate fabric thrones for anniversaries and initiations. Metalworkers make tools and crowns to help consecrate and adorn the Orisha instruments, outfits, and more are all elaborately made and embellished. A multi-strand mazo, like the one being worn in this card, might take 20 hours or more of careful beating by hand. So what you want to do is what this card is telling you to do. Use your words. No one knows what you're thinking. Make something for spirit with your hands. Do not imitate tradition and toot your own horn. Tell yourself you the greatest. Make sure that you are letting your guides know that you the greatest. Let everybody know that you about being that great life. Because on this trauma road on Thursday, on my Thought About It Thursday, on this trauma journey, let me tell you, these are your trauma messages. You got the ability to change. You made the decisions to want to. Now it's time to keep steadfast in the work. You didn't make a poor decision. You may have made a bad investment. That's okay. It's time to switch the investments. That's all I got for y'all. So thank you so much. Let me know how y'all felt about the Orisha reading, the Orisha Pataki reading. The Orisha Patakis, because I'm telling you, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. How y'all doing? I'm coming back. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. And that's the end of your Thursday trauma message with the Orisha Tarot. I don't know what to tell you. I hope it helps.